Hi, everyone. Today's lesson is all about coming up with great ideas to write about for your personal narrative or any story for that matter. Do you guys ever have a hard time picking an idea to write about? Well, I have. I know that's for sure. But today I'm going to share with you guys a really good strategy for picking a really great story idea. First, I'm going to read you guys a personal narrative, and then we'll talk about how that writer came up with their idea. The story that I'm going to read to you guys today, or the personal narrative, is called Blackberry Picking with Grammy. Grammy, I've been waiting all morning for this, I told her with excitement as she rocked in her rocking chair on the front porch waiting for me. Well, sweetie pie, it sounds like you're ready to go, she replied, giving me a big, warm hug. Grammy bent over and grabbed the handle of the little red wagon that laid in her front yard. The wagon was filled with all kinds of items that would make our day of blackberry picking successful. She packed 2 thermoses of water and sunscreen because berry picking can get awfully tiring in the sun after a while. She also packed mixed nuts, sliced apples, and crackers for our mid picking snack. Last, she packed 2 medium-sized buckets for us to put our berries in as we plucked them from the bushes. We made our way down the hill and through the tall green grass behind Grammy's house. We continued walking down until we stopped at the edge of the woods. There they were, the same big blackberry bushes we'd picked berries from the last few years together. Suddenly, the feeling of happiness washed over me as I thought about picking berries with Grammy in the past. Remember the rules, darling? Grammy asked me as we began. I sure do. 1 berry for me and 10 for the pot, I giggled. That's right, smart girl. Grammy winked at me and patted me lightly on the head. Grammy grabbed a bright green branch and pulled it close to us. Over the years, I've gotten better at carefully picking the berries without getting stuck by too many thorns. Grammy and I both were sure to wear long sleeves and pants to avoid the bugs and scratching our arms. We each picked our first berry and held them out towards each other, touching them together gently. Cheers, we said at the same time, and popped the blackberry in our mouths. This was a tradition that we had done before to mark the picking of our first berries. It was sweet and juicy as I bit down, and it melted in my mouth. I could hardly wait until Grammy and I picked enough to make her famous blackberry cobbler. I knew we'd be picking until we grew tired, but I didn't mind because this was by far my favorite thing to do with Grammy. In this story, the author wrote about someone that was really special to her, but she didn't write a biography about that person. She didn't write about how she looked and everything that she's done in her life. Instead, because this is a personal narrative, she wrote about a time that they had together that was special to her, a good memory that she had with that special person. The author was still the main character. So the story was about a moment in time in that author's life. And we know that personal narratives are stories that we write about ourselves in a moment in time in our own life. So, one way to generate some really great ideas to write your personal narrative about is to think about a special person in your life and some memories that you have with that person. I'm going to show you how today. So, for your independent work today, you guys are going to come up with some good story ideas by thinking of memories with someone special. In the story, the author wrote about a moment that she had with Grandma Dot and some reasons why she's special to the author is because they pounded pans on New Year's Eve, they picked strawberries, they went on a date to McDonald's in the park, and they ate Twinkies before bed. So there's lots of things that she had as memories with her grandma. And then she chose picking blackberries as her story idea. But she had lots of other memories that she could have chosen. Notice that she didn't write about all of her favorite memories. She just chose one and gave tons of details about that one time. She also wrote about those emotions. You can think about a time when you feel a strong emotion, like being nervous or sad or angry, scared or happy. When you write down a time that you felt a strong emotion, that could be a great story idea. For example, a time that I felt nervous, first day at my new school. You could write a story about that one day and why you were so nervous and what was going through your mind. You could write about a time when you felt really sad. For example, the day my best friend moved away. I would write about that one time and why I felt that way. A time that you felt angry, for example, when my brother broke my favorite toy. You could write about that one time. Or a time when you've been scared, like hearing a sound at night when you were camping. Ooh, that would be a great story. Or about a time that you feel happy, like meeting your baby brother for the first time. So, two different ways that you guys can come up with good story ideas is to think about memories with someone special or to think about a time when you felt a really strong emotion. So, today you guys are going to be doing those two things. You're going to be filling in these blanks. This first one is going to have the word memories with someone special. And then I want you guys to think about somebody who is really special to you and put their name in the middle of this. If I had to think about somebody who is really special to me, I might say my grandma Barb. She's really special to me. And some things that we've done together are apple picking. We used to go shopping for my birthday. We've spent time at the lake together and going to a Notre Dame football game. So these are all ideas that I could use to write a story about a special moment in time that I had with my grandma Barb. Remember, the other way that you can come up with story ideas is to write about a time that you feel strong emotions, a time that you were nervous, my interview for a new job. That's a time that I felt nervous. I could write about that time. The time that I felt sad and my grandma passed away. That was a very strong emotion for me. A time when I felt angry. I'm not angry very often, but I could maybe go back in time into my memories and think about when my sister would wear my clothes. I can think of a specific day. The time that I felt scared when I saw a tornado funnel. I could tell about that time. And a time when I felt happy, my wedding day. So these are all different ideas that I could use to write my personal narrative about. All of these are different ideas for different personal narratives. So I could pick one of these ideas to write my personal narrative about. So today you guys are going to come up with your own good story ideas, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.